Welcome back to Talk the Talk. With us right now is Ryan Shador.
What department of IT do you work at RB?
Well, it's really just the IT department. There's not really separate subdivisions of it, so there's just the IT department.
What do you do there?
I basically do the low-level maintenance jobs. So say your keyboard stops working or your mouse is acting erratically. I solve those issues.
Oh, okay.
So what kind of like computers, things, technology that people would use?
Well, we use, there's two separate devices we use. We use Chromebooks in the classrooms, and teachers also have Chromebooks. And we have Windows 7 PCs, which is in every classroom in all the labs. They both work with different purposes, in regards to the load you're putting on. If you're using Photoshop, you'll be using Windows 7 operating system. If it's just word processing or web browsing, you'll be on a Chromebook.
So what's some trending technology that's out there right now that's hot?
Well, wearables are a burgeoning market. Whether you want to call them hot or not, they're coming out fast. The Microsoft Band was just released, which is selling out in all their stores. The Fitbit is still hot. They just released a new line of products. The Razer Naboo is coming out this month.
So what exactly is that?
Well, wearables, there's a few different things. One is a smartwatch, where basically it's a watch that, it works with your smartphone, so it'll tell you the time along with messages, text messages, email, weather, what have you. Smart bands are sort of like the smartwatch, but for more active people. So it'll tell you how many calories you're burning, it'll be a step tracker, things like that. And you have your other really kind of futuristic wearables like the Google Glass, which is kind of in beta. It's kind of I don't know how I feel about it yet, but
So how exactly do those watches work? Is it like connected to your phone, or is it separate?
most of them connect to your phone via Bluetooth. So say you get a text message on your phone, it'll just send it right to your watch and it'll buzz. So the theory is you won't have to keep pulling out your phone at the dinner table or what have you. It'll just be on your wrist.
So basically, like the watch tells you all the stuff that are like happening on your phone, and the band
Right.
is like more of like fitness and stuff to track what you're doing.
That's correct.
All right.
So does it have to be with you, or can you just like leave it at home and then go out with your watch? Or
Depending on the device you have, some do. I know, for example, the Microsoft Band, you can just go out with that. You don't have to have your phone. But others, like the Fitbit, you need to have it connecting with your phone at all times.
what are some trending websites?
Trending websites. Well, Reddit is always a popular one. It's kind of the front page of the internet, so they call it. So anything you want to know, you can check out various, they call them subreddits. So for example, I don't think this exists, but RBHS it would be Reddit /RBHS, and news of RBHS would be listed underneath. But you can go to college football, you can go to television, and there's all kinds of just news on that page.
What about some gadgets, things that you'd probably use that normal people wouldn't use, like something to fix a computer or something?
Gadgets, not a ton of those. Wearables are really the only kind of gadgets I can think of off the top of my head. I don't typically use them because I'm not fully convinced that they're worth it. We'll see how it turns out in a few years.
Yeah. What about hardware? Anything like that, or?
That I use that other people wouldn't use?
Yeah.
I take my hardware pretty seriously. I use a mechanical keyboard, which is kind of hard to explain, but instead of has a much more tactile feedback to it. So if you're a heavy typer, it's much more ergonomic.
What does that mean?
It means it feels nicer. So if you're doing long strings of typing, say you're typing a manual or a book, just many pages, it just feels nicer. There's less strain on your wrists and everything like that.
So when you're fixing like a keyboard or a computer, is there like differences to the complications? Like let's say you're just trying to replace a key to like fixing an actual like big problem in the keyboard. Is there like, would you say like fixing or just replacing the key would be a lot easier than just like completely fixing the keyboard that's just messed up?
Yeah, well, keyboards are such a small device and they're relatively inexpensive. So if it's just a key, we'll replace the key. If the keyboard's not working, it just costs us more time to diagnose that than just replace it.
Okay.
But when you have a hard drive or a video card, it's much different. We're going to put more time into that because they are more expensive, products in the computer itself.
Okay.
What are some of your favorite video games or new popular video games that are coming out that people might not know about?
That might not know about. Well, I'm a big fan of point-and-click adventure games. So I'm playing a lot of Telltale's The Walking Dead series along with the Wolf Among Us series. I mean, people know about that a lot. Others are, obviously Destiny, which is pretty huge right now. It's the latest game by Bungie, the creators of Halo, so that's pretty big.
Can you explain Destiny? I've seen it, but I don't really know much about it.
It's a first-person shooter, typical run-of-the-mill first-person shooter, but it's very cooperative gameplay oriented. So, the three of us could be playing, and it's very centered around the fact that they want multiple people playing through the game, and it's a co-op first-person shooter. It's not anything crazy. It's just what's popular now.
Anything else that, what were some other games?
Well, the Telltale games I was talking about, it's very more, you can call them action-oriented, but they're much more focused on the dialogue, the narrative, and telling a story rather than shooting things.
All right.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for joining us on the show. Thanks for tuning in to Talk the Talk, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I want to thank all of the guests for coming on the show today. I'm Brandon Waddy.
I'm Nick Carino. See you next time on Talk the Talk.